So the credit union was established in 1957, and it's a really good story in which our military leaders on Selfridge wanted a credit union where the soldiers could go and get their loan at a low rate. They could put their money, their paychecks into a credit union and know that it would be safe with very little fees. So they created the Air National Guard Credit Union at Selfridge. So throughout the years, one thing that this small credit union ended up getting really good at was serving its members that was no longer at Selfridge. So the soldiers may have been relocated in other states. So as they started expanding and still serving those, at some point they did have to go and start thinking about serving the community. So in 1999 we went community all Macomb County. Again in 2015 we're in 10 counties in southeast Michigan.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Home improvement season is here.
So excited.
Right? But the number one thing that people need to make sure they understand is how are you going to pay for it?
Right.
Not everyone can just write a check, put it on the charge account.
Well, I mean, we're going to do a kitchen remodel, so that's not something that most people can just write a check for, including me.
Right. So I find it's important to educate homeowners on the whole financial part of this.
Yes.
Should you use a credit card? Should you get an equity line of credit or an unsecured loan? But where do you go?
Well, there's so many options now, so you really need someone to kind of break it down for you.
Exactly. So we went right to the top. We've got Drema Isaac. She's the CEO of Freestar Financial Credit Union. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, Drema, let's get right into this. When was the credit union originally established?
Wow, we established back in 1957, actually on Selfridge Air Force Base. We were a military credit union. So you had about 7 to 10 people, military leaders that got together and said, hey, we need a financial institution where our military can have a safe place to put their money, reasonable rates, and low fees.
And so then you've evolved from there. But anybody can use it now, right?
Absolutely. Well, so we are in 1999, we went community, and again in 2015. So we're in all of the southeast counties in Michigan and all military in Michigan.
Okay, so if you're a member of the military, first of all, thank you for your service. We appreciate that.
We are proud to be Macomb County's military credit union, and we love to serve those that are serving us.
So in Macomb County, where are you guys located?
So right now, of course, we have our branch on Selfridge. We're in Clinton Township. We are in Chesterfield and Sterling Heights. In addition, we have our Shelby branch coming up and opening early this summer. Next year will be St. Clair Shores 2020.
Lots of growth.
Mm-hmm. And most importantly, we have a huge online presence. We're really big, of course, throughout our years where we've had to serve our military who have moved out of state. We got really good about serving our members electronically. So you can actually come, you don't even have to come in an office. You can go online, open up your account, you can close your loans via email. So
really?
Not a problem.
That's
if
awesome.
you're not close by to a branch.
So it's interesting because, I want to reflect on my visit, and what I noticed coming out of there was how friendly and how great customer service you guys have. I'm always thinking the future of banking is like, they're going to serve you coffee and there's going to be a kiosk. In your situation, you have, it was, when I went to your branch, it was hustle and bustle going on. Everyone was busy. Everyone was smiling. I like that. I'm more of a communication, touchy-feely type of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
So I think it's very important for credit unions to have that diversification and those different points that appeal to the whole membership. So we have a huge generation as it relates to baby boomers all the way to millennials. So it's really important that we have the branches, we have the online services, so they all can actually partake in the services the way that they want to.
Well, it's funny because it is important to, like you said, for baby boomers, millennials, they're all looking at it differently. So you need to evolve and be able to service them. So let's go right into, I think I need a kitchen, been in my house 10 years. What should a homeowner do? What's the first thing they can do, for thinking about financing?
Well, definitely they want to talk to their credit union. If if our members or the community is pretty much like most, I think I've seen a thing where it said 74% of Americans live from paycheck to paycheck. So more than likely, they're not going to have that money setting aside. So they definitely need to look at the best options. And the best options at our credit union for sure is going to be a home equity loan. So you've got to have equity in your home, right? So
and equity's coming back. I mean, the values of homes are rising. There's not a lot of new homes available right now. So people have been in their homes since the crash in like 2006 or 8. They've slowed their spending, but now
I think some of the worry about
back.
rates is kind of going away too.
This is the product. This is the 2019 product, simply because rates increased a little bit last year. So that first home, the first mortgage that they have, it's low rates. So they're not going to give up that low rate. So
Correct.
they're looking at keeping the first. So now they got to get really savvy on getting a great home equity. So that is one. We have a really unique home equity rate. So it's based on prime. That's an index. And there is a like a 10-year draw. So for instance, maybe you're thinking about doing home improvements, come in and get your home equity today, because you have up to 10 years to make that draw.
And
so
is
you
your
can
rate
lock in
fixed?
you can lock in the rate today for 5 years.
Great.
Now that's a little different than most products out there, because most home equities are repricing every year and you're getting a new rate. We reprice every 5 years.
That's amazing.
So lock in that rate today and you're going to have it for 5 years. Even if you're going to do a project next year, you don't
that's smart.
have to take a draw today or when you close that loan.
Oh, I never thought of
So, this is some planning, and you're getting that low rate.
Interesting.
And we also amortize it over 15 years. So if you're really worried about your payment, it's over 15 years and not, like
60 months.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Absolutely.
We're talking with Drema Isaac. She's the CEO of Freestar Financial Credit Union. Is there a website that people can go if they need information today?
Easy. Freestarfinancial.com.
Freestarfinancial.com. That's interesting. So locking your rate in for 5 years, I didn't even realize that you could do that. So for anyone out there listening right now, I would recommend that you go to freestarfinancial.com or stop by a branch and look into that, because if you're thinking of doing a home improvement project, even next year, like you said, lock it in. Now, are the rates competitive? Or?
Oh, it's based on prime.
Okay.
So our index is prime, which is a very competitive rate out in the market.
If the rates go down, can you always go backwards?
So you're locked in for 5 years unless you were to totally refinance.
Oh, I got it. Okay, which is fine.
And then you have, obviously, your loan offers at the credit union who can help people understand what kind of
absolutely.
equity they would be accessing or tapping into.
Absolutely. Our credit union will go up to 95% loan to value. We can close a home equity in 2 weeks if there's a full appraisal need. A lot of times our members do not realize what their house is worth, and they'll say, oh, I want a full appraisal. I know it's worth more than that. Then that may take 3 weeks, but
Okay.
it's a pretty quick process.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. When a homeowner comes to you, or they want to lock in a rate, do they have to be a member of the credit union?
Well, they can apply,
Okay.
and once they're approved, they can then become a member of the credit union.
Is there a fee to become a member of the credit union?
Well, there is no fee, but the great thing about credit unions is you actually purchase a share. So you have a par, which at our credit union is $10, and you become a member. And that $10 remains in your account, and you get dividends on it. But you actually have a say-so of the credit union now.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yes, it is.
Annual meetings and all of that.
Absolutely, which is coming up here in April.
And you guys, I'm assuming, are experiencing lots of growth.
We are, yes.
Well, that's important.
Yes.
So it's freestarfinancial.com. So if you're thinking of a kitchen or bathroom or just a roof or any kind of home improvements, does it matter what kind of home improvements that they do? They can get financing, or is it?
So for a home equity, no, that
use it for
does not
whatever.
matter. I mean, we even use it for debt consolidation. So your home, using it to do a remodel, that's not going to be a problem. And then those homeowners that do not have a equity in their home, we do. Maybe they just purchased the house a year ago, and they may not have that equity, because we do financing up to 97%, so they didn't have to have a lot of money to pay down. So we do have another product that we actually did a joint venture with Michigan Saves, which is a really neat program out there in the market, and we're one of the lenders. And what happens, so we did this back in 2010 after the recession, where there was no equity.
Right.
But our members still needed to make those repairs. So this is like energy efficient repairs, whether you want to do LED lights, or you need a new roof, or maybe windows,
Insulation, high efficiency furnace,
all of that. So
anything to cut your energy bill,
Yes.
they would finance.
So with no equity, that rate is still 5.5%. Really low rates with no equity.
So Michigan Saves, we have a bunch of contractors on Hire It Done who are Michigan Saves contractors, so which is always a good thing. It makes sense.
Absolutely.
Drema, let me ask you a personal question. How did you first come to work for the company?
Wow. So 17 years ago, I applied for the CEO position. Prior to that, I was actually in Oscoda, Michigan, working at a credit union called Northland, which was also a military credit union where the base had closed and the credit union had went community.
Can you imagine how fast time goes?
Yes.
Time to go. I want to thank you for coming on. FreestarFinancial.com. If you want to get a home equity line, that's how you got to do it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Great information.
I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.